Frankenstein. Once upon a time, in a town surrounded by tall mountains and deep forests, there lived a man named Victor Frankenstein. Victor was smart and curious. He loved learning about how the world worked, especially the secrets of life. He spent many hours reading big, dusty books about science and nature, and he began to wonder, what if I just create life, just like nature does? One day, Victor had a big idea. What if I can make a person all by myself? He thought. He became obsessed with the thought, spending all his time in his little workshop, gathering materials to build his very own creature. Victor worked for months, always alone, hiding away in his room, planning something that no one else had ever done. Finally, the day came. The creature was finished. Victor stood over his creation, a giant, much taller and bigger person than anything that he's ever seen. It had long arms, strong hands, and a face like no other. But as Victor looked at the creature, fear began to creep into his heart. What have I done? He whispered to himself. That night, a storm rolled over the mountains. Lightning flashed and thunder shook the town. Victor watched as one bolt of lightning struck his laboratory. Suddenly, the creature's eyes flickered open. Victor gasped, backing away, his heart pounding. The creature blinked and slowly sat up, staring at Victor with wide and confused eyes. "Who are you?" the creature asked in a deep, rumbling voice. Victor was terrified. He had never thought about what it would look like if the creature could talk to him. Without answering, he ran out of the room, leaving the creature all alone. The creature stood up, not understanding why Victor had left. He didn't mean to scare him. He just wanted to know who he was and where he was. Days passed, and the creature wandered through the streets of town. But whenever people saw him, they screamed and ran away. Some people threw rocks at him. Others shouted at him to leave. The creature, who did not have a name, didn't understand why everybody was so afraid. He hadn't done anything wrong. He was just different. As he wandered further and further from the town, he came across a small cottage in the woods. He watched from a distance as a family lived there, an old man and his children. They were kind to each other, always laughing and helping one another. The creature watched them for many days, learning how to speak and act by listening to them. He even started to leave firewood for them, hoping to be helpful, though they never saw him. But one day, the creature felt brave and decided to knock on the door. When the family saw him, their faces turned pale, and they screamed in fear. The creature held out his hands and tried to speak. "Please," he said, "I mean no harm." But the family didn't listen. They ran away, leaving the creature once again all alone. Heartbroken and angry, the creature began to understand that no matter how kind he tried to be, people would always see him as a monster. Why did Victor make me like this? He wondered. Why did he leave me alone? Determined to find answers, the creature set off to find Victor. After many months of searching, he finally found him in the mountains, far away from the town. When Victor saw the creature, he was filled with guilt and fear. "You," Victor gasped. "What do you want?" The creature looked at him sadly. "Why did you create me?" he asked. "You made me, but you left me all alone. I had no one to teach me, no one to care for me. Everyone is afraid of me. All I wanted was to be loved." Victor didn't know what to say. He felt ashamed of what he had done. He had created the creature, but had ran away from responsibility. "I didn't think," Victor stammered. "I didn't know it would be like this." "Then you must help me," the creature said. "I am lonely. I want a friend, someone like me. Make me a companion so I will not be so alone." At first, Victor refused, but the creature's words echoed into his mind, and he realized how much suffering his creation had endured. Reluctantly, Victor agreed. He promised to make the creature a companion, someone who would understand and not be afraid. But as Victor began his work, he started to doubt. What if the two of them had become dangerous? What if they caused more harm? Fear overtook him again, and just as he was about to finish, he destroyed the second creature, tearing it apart before he could live. When the creature found out, he was furious. "You broke your promise," he roared. "You are cruel, Victor. You have cursed me to live alone forever. If I cannot have happiness, neither will you." From that moment on, the creature swore to make Victor suffer. He disappeared into the night, vowing to take revenge. In the weeks that followed, terrible things happened. Victor's family and friends began to die in mysterious ways, one by one. His beloved friend Henry, and even his wife, Elizabeth, were taken from him. Victor knew who was responsible. It was the creature. The creature was keeping his promise of revenge. Heartbroken and filled with regret, Victor chased after the creature, determined to stop him once and for all. The chase led him to the frozen lands of the north, where ice and snow covered everything. Victor was weak and sick, but he would not give up. He followed the creature across the icy mountains and the frozen seas, always one step behind. But just as Victor's strength was failing, a ship found him, stranded on the ice. The captain of the ship, a man named Walton, took him aboard and listened to Victor's tale. "I created the creature," Victor told Walton weakly, "and now I must destroy him before he causes more harm." But Victor was too sick. Before he could finish his task, he passed away, leaving the creature still out there, somewhere in the cold. Later that night, the crew heard strange noises on the ship. When they went to investigate, they found the creature standing over Victor's body, with his eyes filled with sadness. "I never wanted to be the monster," the creature whispered, tears rolling down his face. "I only wanted to be loved, but now it's too late. I have lost everything, and so has Victor." The creature looked at the icy sea and made a decision. "I will go now, far away where no one will find me." And with those words, the creature turned and disappeared into the snowy night, never to be seen again. And so ends the story of Victor Frankenstein and his creation. The end.